Hi everybody, this is MaDonna, and today is our first class on our Vintage December pattern. So let me show you what we're doing. We are going to be meeting on Mondays, and on Monday at some point in time, I'm not going to promise a time, but remember you can watch this on Facebook Live, well, no, on Facebook, or you can watch it on YouTube. And so this is Vintage December is what we are going to be working on. The pattern is Vintage December. The quilt looks like that. Good, okay. You can get the pattern here in the store, or you can get it on our website. On our website. So let us know if you're interested in it. I know we ran out last week because we have several of you joining us, but we've got them on order. We'll get it in for you. No rush. We're taking our time with this, so you're never going to be behind, and you can always watch the YouTubes later on, okay? So don't stress. I'm going to go slow and steady through this. The other thing I want to touch base with you about is a new little thing that we're going to do here. So today is Monday. You have tonight all the way up until next week Sunday to ask questions. If there's something that you didn't cover, or you didn't understand the way I covered it, shoot me a little message and say, hey, I didn't get it. The best way to send me that message is buzz@madbeesbuzz.com. So buzz@madbeesbuzz.com. I will get that message, and I'm going to answer those questions when we start off again next week, okay? So real easy, real simple. So today what I'm doing is I'm going to take the fabrics that I've chosen and go through them and show you what I'm doing and what fabrics I came up with. I know last week I told you just a brief little bit about the group that I grabbed, but here we go. So I have a charm pack. I have my back round fabric, and I'm going to tell you, it is not back round, it is back ground. This is what grounds it all. This is what helps everything else sit on top of it. Then I needed my pink fabric for my outer border, which is actually going to be my green fabric. And then I have my binding fabric. So those are the fabrics that I have chosen. These two fabrics do coordinate with the fabric from my charm pack. The other fabric that I have is actually a grunge fabric, so it does have a little bit of a gray cast to it. Okay, so in my cutting instructions, it says that I need to divide up my charm pack. And they have color coded this, and I'm doing it nothing like the colors they had. They were doing reds and greens, and I'm doing greens, blacks, and golds. So a little bit different, or a lot different compared to what it says. We need 27 of the charm pieces to be able to do this quilt with. And so one of the questions I hear quite a bit is what and where do I cut and how do I sew charm packs? So I'm going to go over that real quickly here. If we measure our charm pack, and I'm going to turn this up so you can see it better, it actually measures 5 inches across there. That is including the little bitty pointed pinked edge that's on there. So don't stress about that. Let that be, and don't, you are going to eat that up when you do your 1/4 inch seam. So you'll be good with that. Okay, so just quick tidbit with that. The other thing I have on my table today are, I've got Post-it notes and a pencil so that I can keep track of my groups. So in this quilt, they kind of have a red group, and then they have a green group. So that's what I need to divide. And then I'm going to relabel both my pattern and my little swatches so I know which is going with which. So I am using Timber by Sweetwater, and I wanted this to look a little bit more masculine. And I know that there's some of these fabrics I'm not going to be able to use. This Big Bend fabric, which is the lead fabric in the group, I'm not going to be able to use. It's 1, too very directional, and 2, when I cut this down into my 4 pieces, it's going to be way too small. We okay, Deanna? Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. But I love the stripes. Those are really fun. Love the words, even though they're directional, because they're small enough, I can turn them different ways. I've got a little bit of golds here. All of these, except for that print, I'm not going to use. Now, I've got this white here. I could put that into my green group. I've got the same green as I've got for my green outside border. I need to decide, do I want that to correlate? Do I not want that? I kind of like it that it matches, so I'm going to add that into there. Oh, green gingham, little X's, that's the same as my binding. Oh, some great green ones here. There's a darker version, the dark little green fish. Okay, so that takes me through all of the greens that I have. Then I'm going to go into grays. Grays, 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 grays. Oh, and then I go into darker grays. Let's see, where does this one fall? Is this going to be gray or is it going to be blacks? Oh, there's a black and white. Okay, let's take these out of here then, because now I'm feeling like they're falling more into the gray category, just darker grays, because the black and whites are definitely black and white. Black and white. Oh, those fish are adorable. There's another one of our big prints we need to get rid of. Black and white, black and white. Words, that's good. Words, that's good. Okay, so I kind of have 4 different colors in here. So now I need to do a little bit of counting. I have lots of greens. This group is very heavy in the greens. I do have this one green that has a little bit of gold in it. I could put that in my gold category. Oh, there's actually 2 of that one. And when I put it into the gold, see how much more gold it reads just by sitting next to that other gold? You really pops that very nicely. Okay, so if I look at this and I do a little bit of counting, this is my Vintage December pattern, and I do a little bit of counting, I've got 11, 12, 13, 14 in the red category. So when I look at my pictures, there's 14 different reds in there. When I look at what they're calling the green, I've got 9, 10, 11, 12, I've got 13. So pretty much an equal split of the 2 of them. So I'm going to look and see where my numbers sit. I think this is going to be a very green quilt. Okay, so I need 14 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Up 6. There's another one of those. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Uh-oh, these are going to have to go in here. 13, 14. That's going to be my green group. So then I'm going to have to use these 2 groups for my other set. And from those I need 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's see, which one do we have that are the darkest in here? Or do we want more black and white? Ooh, let's see how many are in here. You know, you have to make decisions. It's not always easy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. Okay. What other ones do I want from this group to go into this group? Or, okay, so when I fan this open, what do I feel that could go into here? See, this is very, it's a taupey gray. So maybe I don't do that. Maybe I just add these pops of golds. All these decisions we have to make. So I'm going to look at my pattern a little bit more carefully. Okay, so I can see where all the greens are sitting. I can leave my greens there, or maybe I change those greens into being golds. And that whole band there could be golds. So I know that all of these are going to be cut into 2.5-inch squares, and you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I would need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only have 5, of course. They are just working with me today, aren't they? Could I throw back in this one and not worry about it being so big? Do I go to the taupe? No, which way do I want to go? Yeah, this was supposed to be easy. These are the frustrations that we run into with fabric sometimes. So, oh, I could put the words back over here. Okay, if I put the words back over here, that's pretty light.
So just to reiterate, right now you're trying to debate whether you should keep the green. Oh,
right.
Keep the green as the band or make
Correct.
the green into what the reds are here?
Correct. Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out fabric placement. And because we're working with a charm pack, charm packs aren't just divided into 2 colors like they're assuming this one is, okay? This one is saying that they were able to get 14 reds and 13 greens. So I could do 14. I have no problem getting the greens, but then when I put these 2 together, am I in love with the combination there? Or do I like having this little bit of yellow gold in there? And I like having the yellow gold. I just need to know where I'm going to place it. So I could change and see right where this red one is here. But then again, we still need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is those halves? See how they do those.
So now you're looking into the cutting to make sure
Right.
that makes sense.
Okay, so to be able to get these here, these large ones on this inside, if I did those with gold, I would need 4. And I do have 4.
Ooh.
Okay, so I could change these to 4. Oh, I actually have 5. Ooh, it's a lucky day. So one of those that I didn't feel red as dark, I could change out. So that would give me this bright red here. I could change that into gold. Okay, I like that idea. Okay, so in my half square triangles here, I'm going to want to make sure I write that in my instructions to myself. Okay, so I am going to, because it says, draw a diagonal line on the wrong side of 8 solid white squares using 4 dark red and 4 print red. Okay, so I'm going to do 4 gold, and I'm going to show you this in a second. Gold, and then I'm going to use 4 green and 4 green and 4 green. Okay, so right here, I'm in this instruction right here, half square triangles. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to make 4 with the green and 4 with the gold. And that's going to change the look of that quite a bit. It's going to make that pop. The pro is that once I start to place this, I could also change out those exact 4 because they are the same as these outside corners. So maybe I decide that I want to put them on the outside corners instead of the inside. We'll be able to play with that once we get into the layout of it, but it would easily be able to switch that. Okay, so 4 golds are taken care of. So those were in the dark red category, and it had me do 5 of those. So I would need 1 remaining to be able to do the little squares that it shows, and I'll show you where those are at. They would be this square right here. Right here would be that square. Can we see it okay, Deanna? Okay, so they're using it here and here, here and here. So we have that 1 extra. Remember, we had 5, so we can use all of that for the dark red. So on my cutting instructions, I'm going to change all of that to dark red. I'm going to change that dark red to my gold. Excuse me. Woo. Oh, that felt marvelous. Okay, so we've got that taken care of. This is going to be so pretty though, okay? Okay, so now we know that we needed the red tile fabric, and that we're going to just use with our greens. We're going to use our small floral, again our greens, again our greens. Now where it says light greens down here, we're going to change that up and make that into our grays and blacks. How fun this is going to be. So between now and next week, I want you to dig your pattern out. I want you to lay out where you think each fabric should go. And so I might even play with this a little bit by actually truly laying it out. So I know that I mainly have greens and golds. Okay, so my golds are going to be my 4 corners, because once those are cut, those are going to be my half square triangles. So I could do my cross with greens, or I could do my cross across there with some of the blacks in there. I mean, I have lots of options, even though it doesn't feel that way. I've got the small green squares out here. Those would be really cute to do a really strong black piece out through there. So you can change this as you feel fit. So for next week, what I would love for you to be able to do is lay out your fabrics and sort them. We will actually start to cut next week in class. We're going to get our background fabrics all cut. If you are a person who uses Best Press, that would be what I would start to do, but I will go over that next week so that way we can Best Press everything together, and we'll be working with fat quarters and our charm squares and seeing what we need to do. So for today, I'm going to sign off. I want you to divide and conquer, and I too will be dividing and conquer. Bye now. Have a great day, and don't forget, if you have questions, buzz at madbeesbuzz.com. We'll get your message. We'll get your message, and I will answer any questions you have next week. So don't get stressed over greens and reds. It doesn't have to stay those colors, and you can play with the colors in there. If you love color copiers, grab your copier and blow it up and play with the fabric colors that you've got in there. So have fun with it. I will see you next week. Bye now.